Hey, how you doing, everybody? My name is Raheem Morrison, and I have been saved by the blood. I'll say when I hear that word, first thing that comes to me is a conqueror, someone that has restored something specifically for my life, someone that's gone before me and that is still going before me to continue to clear a pathway for my success, for my restore and restoration. So my life before accepting Jesus, I grew up as a homeschooler, thinking that that was kind of the natural state of where everybody did. But I started noticing that kids started to tease and stuff like that because a lot of people didn't understand what homeschool meant. And I actually got saved at a young age, but it was more so a pressure of what my grandma and my mom told me to do, which was to walk down that aisle and say, I accept, get baptized, and no discipleship happened from there. So I was actually kind of in my faith, but without knowing what my faith really relied in. And by the time I hit the age of 19, a friend of mine called me into a room. Normally we get together and we just talk about girls and basketball and sports. And he just say, hey, I want to share something with you. And I'm thinking it's something serious, like a dire situation in a moment. And he says, where do you stand with Jesus right now? And that took me back because we don't talk about things like that. And both of us are Christians identified as, but we never talked about our faith. And he shared a diagram with me. And when he shared that diagram called the 3 circles, it changed my life forever. You know, and once it changed my life, I began to start getting mentored and start walking with someone who will disciple me for now 10 years. Community is, I'll say it's essential. I wouldn't use the word important. I think everyone needs community because God tells us that although man is not meant to be alone, neither is woman. You know, if he made us a helper, he also made us a successor, you know, so we are to be joined in community with one another because our strengths outweigh someone's weakness. And when we can find that even balance, God gives us those who will humble us. God will give us those who will love us, those who will teach us, and we can't get that all from one person. You know, we can only receive that from God. So he allows us to have multiple people in our lives, whether that's family, friends, co-workers, mentors, whomever, to really help us see what community really is as a body of believers together, not as non-believers pushing towards the grain of salt, I would say, for a believer community. Man, I think now that I'm 29, the biggest thing that I try to share about God is love. I think at an early point in my life was to share his message, which was the gospel, and I took away the aspect of his love. And when I did that, it started becoming a statistical thing that I did to try to win more souls. And I lost the bigger picture of me really showing God's love throughout what I'm sharing. So now that I'm older and I've gotten to hit those trials and errors, I get to walk with people and teaching them who God is and how God sees them. You know, what are God's promises to what our promises that we tell each other, you know, and I think learning how to do that is very important because it allows us to experience all of God and not just a small part of his message. I think the message of the cross is for non-believers. Something that was told to me at a young age was we can only go to a church gathering as a non-believer because once you are a believer, you are the church. So the target people that I seek is those who don't know of God and those who have heard of him but have not accepted. It's important that I don't try to force it because he doesn't tell me to do that in scripture. I don't try to articulate it a certain way, as I try to do it as genuine and as respectful as God will do it. You know, it's imitate the people that he went after. You know, it's not being afraid of the valleys of darkness. It's like, no, I'm gonna go to those places because they need it more so than the people in the church building. I would say the joy I found in Jesus, a lot of that has come from community. A lot of that has come from believers that are genuinely and truthfully walking in their faith. Myself, I like to use the term cultural believers, those who will visit on a Sunday, but their other days throughout the week, they have no reputation of who God is and how he represents in their life. So for me, the joy comes from when I'm around my brothers and sisters that know God and truly love him and want to see him beyond our city, our state, our country, to where everybody can experience. I would say it's definitely finding your community. Your community is important. Your people group is important because they can see you in a certain light that you can't see yourself in. And when you're around those who are willing to challenge you and not allow you to be comfortable, it allows you to reach measures that you can't see or barriers that you've put on yourself and not being aware of. So I would say community is the biggest component of the encouragement.